This video may upset you or it may enlighten you, okay? I want you to pay close attention to this. Now, is the earth flat or round? All right, and here is where I came to a huge realization, and it happened as I was doing research, all right? They both hold such credible information, and it's like never-ending search when it comes to figuring this out, okay? But if you start to really think about one thing though, why with the technology we have, nobody's ever went out into outer space and took pictures of the planet to figure out if it was flat or round, okay? I've seen videos where they showed, you know, fisheye lens, and look, I'm not gonna go through it, okay? I'm sure everybody who's watching this video is somehow aware of the information that's out there on flat earth or round earth. But here's the thing though, all right? Outer space, okay? See, this goes back all the way to, you know, Garden of Eden, where, you know, Adam and Eve were at the center of it all, and they were in the center, okay? You see, they were pushed out of that center the moment that they ate from the fruit of knowledge. You see, they came out of themselves, okay? They went into, well, rather Eve went into more of a masculine state, okay? This is where I'm coming out with this theory of the fall of man came in, okay? I mean, if you look at the and I'm going to get into the flat earth, round earth, okay? But a woman, okay, has her ovaries up on top, okay? And everybody's a woman, okay? To be a man, your ovaries had to drop, okay? And they became testicles. The same way the clitoris is supposed to be a penis, okay? And now the clitoris dropped and elongated, and it became a phallus. It became a penis, okay? Notice how these things had to drop down. Look at the woman's voice. A woman's voice is a higher frequency. It sounds angelic. When you raise the frequency, it sounds like angelic. But then when a man's voice is deeper, so it's like the vibration is lower, the frequency is lower. It sounds demonic, like manly, you know, a lower vibrational sound. Okay. Look at a man's skin. It's rougher. It's thicker. It's denser. We're heavier. You know what I mean? We're heavier. We're stronger here physically. But the woman is stronger metaphysically. Okay? So, everything to me is inverted. Okay? See, the fall of man was literally Eve coming outside of herself. Okay? See, darkness is the womb, the mother, the inside. Okay? And then this matrix, this is duality matrix. For this system to even exist, there has to be a man and a woman. A perfect human is both man and women. Okay? They want to masculinize everything. They say that, you know, Adam, you know, that Eve came from the rib of Adam or whatnot. Look, I'll go into that story. Okay? But check this out. Okay? She came out of her space. Okay? She came out of her space. And this is the state that I noticed that I was in by just, you know, I got sent the video, then I did some more research, and I got to a point where I'm like, this is where I'm constantly at now. Just keep on doing research, okay? Now, your frequency is the state that you're in, okay? Based on the decisions and choices you make, okay? See, I've come to the point where there comes a moment in time where people just need to stop doing research and go inside, okay? And find that wisdom, okay? Because there's a lot of reasons why. I mean, you could go on the internet. You'll see that they're trying to block out the sun. NASA's trying to block out the sun. But why is that? Okay? Look at the age we're in, the age of Aquarius, okay? The age of Aquarius shows a man bearing water, all right? See, water, thank you, Zen, okay, is water and light. Okay, water and light. That's memory. Okay. Now, if you look at the sun, all right, the sun is photons, light codes, okay? Now, they block out the sun, okay, to keep us from absorbing that information, okay? See, in order for you to combat this, you could go into breathing, because when you breathe, see, there's water in the air, okay? But when we breathe, we can also absorb, because the sun hits the plants, okay? The plants give us oxygen. This is what we breathe in, along with the water in the air, okay? And this is the memory. This is how we start to activate our DNA. And then we have to ground our energies, all right? Now, you balance yourself if you're a man or a woman, if you carry one of those energies. But at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a man or a woman. They're just energies as well. Now, everything outside of you is nothing but electrical codes, okay? See, everything is basically 99.9% empty space, okay? So everything, including your body, is a simulation. It's not there. Like, if you look at the movie, like movies or documentaries, look at the movie The Matrix. The Matrix shows where the little boy bent the spoon, and he told Neo there is no spoon. Now, Neo couldn't do anything with that spoon because he believed that that object in front of him was real, okay? Now, Morpheus told Neo also, you think that's air you're breathing? You know what I mean? Now, that movie is and I'm sure everybody who's seen that movie really agrees with me that that movie is a documentary, along with every other movie, okay? Now, I believe history can be rewritten, okay? Now, you cannot leave this planet, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, the information that I have watched on Flat Earth, Round Earth is very credible, and it also helps you to enlighten you, okay? But you see, this is the problem with the people that are watching these videos. See, when you listen to information, you see, look at the word information. You're listening to information, and it's forming your nation. You're forming your world. Okay? Do you want to know what the shape of the planet is, of the world that we live in? This is your shape. This is the shape. Because if you look, as above, so below, so within, so as within, so without. Okay, we're in a body. We're in a chakra. We're in another vessel. Okay? The same way that we have a colony inside of us, whether it be of parasites, cells or whatnot, like, it's like, see, we're in a planet within a planet. Okay? So, when you go inside, you see, this is why we shouldn't be looking for so much information outside of ourselves. You see, we're in this 3D realm of reality, okay? So we should be looking, but not to create a world based on what is being, the data that's being fed to us. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's spiritual gurus and conscious community telling you follow the light. Right? That's subliminal for you following somebody else's light, somebody else's information. All right? And this is why we're at the state we're at right now. Because you're constantly in that state. It's like the law of attraction. The law of attraction tells you if you want to be rich, you got to feel rich. You got to think rich. So for you to be empowered, you have to know. You have to go within. You have to go within. And if you don't go within, you go without. You understand? You're going to literally go without. This is important, man, because if you're going to follow somebody else's light, you're going to be a follower. You see, the state you're at is the state you create for yourself. Like when you worry about bills, when you worry about all this nonsense, you become that. You become the worry. You know what I mean? You become, look, you are what you eat. You are what you listen to. So this is why it's important to, if you're going to listen, is not believe everything you hear. It's keep an open mind. You keep an open mind. Look at what's going on with this flat earth, round earth. All right? Supposedly they think they're doing something good because they're truth seekers. Okay? But as a truth seeker, you're still creating this illusion of separation. See, they go insulting each other. They go into a lower frequency, looking down on each other, one thinking they're smarter than the other. And in the process of that debate, they cannot build. And the way I did this is I started looking at both ends, but I looked at it as if I was a judge in a courtroom, which means I went into the fourth dimension doing that. I literally went into the fourth dimension doing that. But the moment that you polarize yourself, okay, you're not even in the 3D world. You're in a 2D world, okay? You're going backwards. So you're not really doing anything good for anybody. You're just going backwards, okay? Now, it's important to know this. Flat Earth talks about inner Earth, the black sun. I don't know. But, I mean, go there. Go try to go there. They say that it's blocked by military and all that. Look, at the end of the day, I think this is a big stage. And it's to keep you really, really believing in this illusion. Even the people, conspiracy theories that have died and all that, all right? They were all government agents. Or it's everything was staged to some extent. Okay? Because I'm at the point in my life where the same way you watch a movie, you're not going to believe it's true, right? But you could look at it as a documentary. Look at the information that people say, okay? But don't let it form you. Don't let it form your world. Because if not, what's happening is that instead of you going inside yourself, okay, your space is your breath, okay? This is why they say, let me clear my space, okay? When you breathe in and out, that's your spirit, respiration, okay? And that's God. God is everything. God is space. God is everything, whether it's in or out. That's why there's no bad or good, because the darkness is God and so is the light, okay? But everything, now there's light that could blind you, just like there's darkness that could lose you, that can make you feel lost. All right? And this is why it all comes down to you knowing thyself. Create your own light. See, everybody's a shining light. Look at this. We're light bodies, okay? And we're made of water. So we are the memory. But how is our memory suppressed? Because the same way that we lost all our extrasensory perceptions by speaking and not going within, we lost our the clairaudience by utilizing these ears and not listening to the inner, okay? The same thing with sense, okay? The same thing with sight, okay? We lost the ability to have a third eye, or the first eye, because we relied on these eyes, which is only giving you lies. You know what I mean? That's why when you realize something, oh, I just realized. You have realized now for something, for what you're looking at. All right? This is why if we're made of water, we are the memory. You know what I'm saying? But we keep, now, the same way we're looking outside of ourselves for information, the same way we're looking outside of ourselves at what we're looking at supposedly, but we're actually receiving that information and believing it to be true. The same thing with sound, okay? Now, this is why drinking your own urine is you depending on the water within. That's the living waters, okay? It's in the Bible, and people look at the Bible as something literal. The Bible is literally telling you, it's talking about you talking to yourself. Everything is self. Everything always comes down to self. Even like I told you in other videos, when you argue with somebody else, you're arguing with yourself. If you're on a path to go on to a higher frequency and something happens where there's an incident where something is causing you to be out of harmony, okay? It's up to you to lower to their level or you bring them up to your level, okay? My last video, I spoke about that, all right? So when you drink your water, okay, Mem-ori, water and light. You are made of water and light, okay? And the reason you cannot remember is because you are disconnected from yourself. You do not drink your urine. You are disconnected from yourself because you keep looking for information outside of you. And that's why it's forming your world, because you're letting something outside of you form your world. Okay, so I'm going to be mad at my friend if he likes fat chicks and I like skinny chicks. Okay, this is something to really look into and to keep an open mind about. Okay, now this is neutral ground. So do I find information based on both sides credible? Yes, because it helps connect dots. But it's not, this is why I say you listen, but you don't believe everything you hear. Connect dots. You see, the fact that I was able to come out with this conclusion is because I was looking at certain videos. But everything they're saying, to some extent, okay, still pertains to them going outside of themselves somehow. Or they'll look at it as, oh, when you die, this is what happens. Like, why when you die, you're still looking into the future? What happens to your everlasting now? You depend on food to nourish you when you do not even need that. Activate your DNA and you're going to notice that you will not even need to eat that much. You see, DNA is information, okay? And what is DNA? It's your blood. And what is urine? Filtered blood. Now, it's dirty because you're putting dirty shit in your body. Heavy metals. Okay? And let me tell you something. You're going to come to more of a realization like I'm coming to right now if you start to clean your vessel but keep an open mind. See, it's not just about cleaning the vessel because you can have a clean vessel and still not be able to think properly because you're still thinking outside yourself. If you start, look, I started researching stuff on DNA, on the genes. And do you notice that everything that, if you do some research on this, everything that's happening with our DNA, with our genes, based on what we're eating, they replicate themselves, they replace themselves, and everything that happens there is the same thing that's happening outside of us. And if you look at that on a bigger scale, okay, then it's the exact same thing. It's a world within a world within a world. But what's the easiest thing? See, we always want to go toward things that are outside our grasp. Can you physically go out the planet? No. So what's the easiest thing to do? Go within. I mean, this world's the closest one to me, right? But if I knew that I can go to my center, okay, back to the Garden of Eden, then why don't I do that so that I can explore everything outside of us? See, perception is funny, man, because they'll say, oh, you're on a plane within a plane within a plane, right? But you can't see all the planes unless you go up, right? But what the fuck is up and what the fuck is down? See, you're down, okay? Could be a fish is up. We have to really, really start to think outside the box. Start to think crazy. Start to think rational. Because there's no... See, people talk about... And they start bashing each other on YouTube. Oh, this person thinks they know what they're saying. This information and all that. No. Because I said all this information that I heard on Round Earth Flat Earth is actually good. But you know what? They're not definitive truth. And let me tell you something. Whoever created this world, this matrix, okay? How do you know they can't reset the game? How do you know they can't go back and change something in the past? Which is why we have so many Mandela effects. But we could do this ourselves. But you see, we're disconnected from ourselves and we can't figure this out. Because we're still always looking outside of ourselves rather than going inside of ourselves. Stop deep. You see, look at kids. Kids are very curious. You don't notice that? All right? Everything is an illusion. Everything that you think is bad is not necessarily bad. They tell you, oh, you're selfish. You're so self-centered. But why are kids selfish and self-centered? Because they're within themselves. To them, they're in their world. They don't care about nobody else's world. But us, we start to worry about what the next person's doing, what the next person's doing. That's how jealousy starts. That's how gossip starts. Misunderstandings, right? Why don't you start playing with energies or learn to start playing with energies? And you see that that's how you get empowered, is learning how to play with energies. Not everything is bad and good. You guys start like cursing out, oh, Luciferians and this and that. You don't even understand it. That's why you judge it. You start to judge Christianity. There's a lot of truth in Christianity. There's a lot of truth in spirituality. But notice there's always a ality at the end. Duality. You know what I mean? Christianity. You know what I mean? Like all this shit is just create your own light. Create your own light. That's all it is. And all you have to do is clean your house. Okay? Clean your house. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you clean your house, it's like if your house is full of entities and full of dirty garbage that is not supposed to be, is like me being in a nightclub trying to listen to somebody and I can't because there's too much noise. You know that when you clean your vessel, you can listen more, you can see more because now you don't have so much of a crowd. Okay, you could smell better because you don't got so many scents. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a clean house, you'll be able to detect the slightest scent. You'll be able to see everything if something's out of place. But if you have a big clutter of garbage all over your house, can you see if something was even misplaced? Can you see if somebody came into your home and took something? When you have everything organized and your organs playing in a certain harmony, then you'll be able to see if something was misplaced or not, or if somebody took something from you, or if somebody distorted something from you. But you can, if you have a house full of garbage, okay? You can't tell if something's rotting because it's under a fucking pile of food. So you probably got a stench in there and you don't even know where it's coming from. You know what I mean? This is the key. Clean your house. Drink your urine because your urine is light and water. And since I started doing this, I've been thinking clearer. I appreciate everybody who puts out videos about this information and about information on everything they put out. You know why? Because it takes a lot to put your energy out there. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot for you to put your energy out there. But one thing is that this is the reason why we all got to come together. See, debates are good. Look at this concept. Debates are good, right? You got debates. There's got to be two opposing energies for it to even be a debate, right? But who's benefiting from that debate? The observer. Because that's the judge. The judge is looking at both ends and they're listening to both sides. But how good is the judge if the judge can't decide which side is credible? Or sometimes the case has to be dismissed, right? But the people debating, they're the ones losing out. They're becoming master of baits, master baiters. They're fucking themselves, okay? Because their mind is closed. See, when you build, you talk to two people, but keep the mind open. So if I'm saying something and somebody thinks that I'm saying something incorrect, I'm open-minded to listening to what they're saying. This is a big lesson into how to look at things because everything is perception. Listen to everybody, but don't believe everything. At the end of the day, you're a follower or are you a leader? You know what I'm saying? Because here's the funny part, is that we are all one. You get what I'm saying? But if the collective one is in a frequency of being followers, then we can never unite and become one. Something to think about, y'all.